think academically, at least, computing science is the study of how computers work on a fundamental and theoretical basis. So, like, how do the electrons moving from here to here make the cat show up on your screen? And then we build on that. So, like, if we have that, then how can we make the computer say hello, and then how can we make it display an image, and how can we talk to a different computer? And so it just, all the courses kind of build on one another to give you a general idea of everything a computer can do.
It's like learning a new language.
It was different than I thought it was going to be. It's a lot of like just kind of sitting around and wondering why your code isn't working.
A lot of math and being able to tell what the math is going to do before it does it, and making guesses when things don't work and trying to tell why they don't work.
My first real look at computing science was, I think, summer between 9th and 10th grade. I was at the bookstore and I saw this gigantic yellow C++ for Dummies book. I was like, oh, this is interesting. I like computers, but I've never really thought about doing anything with them. So I'm going to buy this book and see if I can learn how to program. Well, the practical opinion is that in the last 20 years especially, computers have popped up everywhere. Like your phone's a computer, you might have a computer on your watch, everyone has a computer in their home, or like a laptop or something. All businesses use computers. So if you want to, I don't want to say stay relevant, but if you want to keep up with what everyone else is doing, it's helpful to understand how computers work. I think most fascinating thing is how the internet works. So like I've taken a networking course recently, and there's like 5 layers to how the internet works, and each one you talk about is like, this is extremely complicated. If you get one thing wrong, this whole system breaks down. And then you're like, okay, for the next layer, we're just going to assume that the layer below us works. And then you just keep stacking them. And so by the time you get to the top, it's like, this is an insane amount of work that people have put in to make what the internet is work properly. And it's successfully been maintained and even upgraded over the course of the last, 50, 60 years.
Kind of hide a picture inside another picture. It's hard to explain, but there's kind of like empty room where you can put the information for the second picture in it.
Yeah, it's kind of which came first, the chicken or the egg question. Why are computer programmers introverted? Is it because introverted people become computer programmers, or because the computer programmers are just introverted people? It's just the way it is.
In general, you definitely find more of that kind of person in like upper level studies, because they understand you have to it's not always the case, but you have to focus a lot on your work, and so you can't spend all day talking to people. But I think for programmers especially, all your work is interfacing with the silent computer that can't, it won't laugh if you tell it a joke or anything.
And even if it's teamwork, you can find ways to work on it without actually being together.
In my opinion, artificial intelligence is a big thing. It's got a lot of good applications, and it's got a lot of bad applications. And depending on what we apply it to and how we apply it to those problems, I don't think we should fear it, but we should really make sure we use it in a way that is good.
Lots of people will confuse computing science with information technology, or IT, and that's their realm. They deal with the more physical problems with computers and the actual it's not working type of thing. Computing science is more about writing different programs.
The frustrating thing about computers is that they have no inherent intelligence yet. And so if you tell it to do something, it'll do exactly that thing, whether it's what you wanted or not. So the most stressful thing for me is sitting down and saying, okay, yes, you're doing this, but I don't want you to, so how do I fix this situation?